Hello everybody, Thunder here, and yesterday I went to the movie theater to watch the biggest superhero movie out right now. Obviously we're talking about the Kamen Rider OOO's 10th anniversary, Fukatsu no Core Metal, the revival of the core metal. And I asked you guys some questions online. I got quite a lot of answers. So what I would like to do is to answer 5 non-spoilery questions about this movie. So let's go. Warning, this part of the video contains mild spoilers for Kamen Rider OOO's The Show. You have been warned. Was the movie good? That is a very good question. I liked it. At the end of the more I think about it, the more I like it. It seems that this was the original, what happens in the movie is the original vision that Kobayashi had for the character since the beginning. And there's things that happened throughout the years that kind of led up to this moment. But I can tell you without giving anything away is that after the movie was done and the lights were on, because here in Japan, they turn on the lights after the credits have like just entirely played. So after the lights turned on, everyone in the movie theater, it was a packed theater. We were all like shocked, and we stood still there in our seats for a good minute or two. So it is a movie that is going to shock. I think that in terms of production value, it is on the cheaper side. So there's a lot of those scenes where the character goes behind a wall and then he comes out transformed from that wall. And I think that at that point they cheaped out a little bit on the special effects. But in terms of the story, it's a very interesting story. It's a story that might piss some people and might, bring joy to some people. But ultimately, I did enjoy the movie. I think I wouldn't say fun. I think it was a very interesting take for the 10th anniversary of Kamen Rider OOO's and a fitting conclusion in some regards to this story. It's not what I was expecting, but I guess the movie was good. Yeah. Do all characters come back? Yes, all the characters come back, all of them. Like even minor characters that appeared in the show, they are back in this. That's not the real question. The real question is Date-san still looking gorgeous? And the answer is yes. They managed, I think he trained extra for this movie because he's so swole. He's like, and they use him, like they put him in the same clothes that he did in the show, but they're tighter now. If you watch Kamen Rider OOO's for Date-san, you're going to definitely enjoy this movie. Was there a new form? Yes, there were actually 3 new forms. OOO's gets a new form, which is the Tajadol Eternity. That's kind of like the ultimate version of Tajadol combo. Birth also gets a new rider actually. I thought it was going to be a different form, but it's actually a new rider, Birth X, that is kind of like a power-up. And then we have a new Kamen Rider Goda, which is kind of like an amalgamation of all of the different parts of Kamen Rider there with some new things there. A lot of different new forms. For a tiny movie, it's quite impressive. Did you get any gifts? So as is kind of usual for every Kamen Rider movie that you go see is to get some gifts. I actually did get a gift. This time actually, normally they just give cards. This time they give a card, but this card is actually a Henshin sound card. If you scan it, there is a web page that you will get the sounds. You just tap on the screen and it will play this sound.
Anku! Medal! Henshin!
There's another version that has Unk, and then there's a third one, but they all play the same sound apparently. And yeah, if you are collecting Henshin sound cards, I don't know why you would, because you're paying like $3 for just sounds on the phone. But anyways, if you're into that thing, this might be really good for you. And the poster, but the poster I got in the Kamen Rider store. That's another video coming up. If it's not up yet, if it's out, you go check it out. If not, yeah, I got this at the Kamen Rider store. When do I get to see it if I don't live in Japan? So, I have seen other people post that when they went to see the movie, they were already selling the Blu-rays over there, and you could buy the Blu-ray right away. But in my theater, they weren't doing that. The movie officially comes out in video on August 24th of 2022. What they're doing right now is a limited theater release because this movie is supposed to come on in video, but you'll be able to watch it then, hopefully a little bit earlier if someone just grabs the Blu-ray and puts it online for people to watch. But that's it. These were the 5 main questions that I got from a non-spoiler point of view for the Kamen Rider OOO movie. If you'd like to leave a comment below, if you have extra questions, let me know in the comments. I can answer them there. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Okay, so you guys are here for the spoiler version of the video. I guess you guys want me to ruin the movie for you. These are the 5 very spoilery questions about Kamen Rider OOO's 10th anniversary. Does Unk really come back to life this time? This is a very good question because, in all these other movies since Kamen Rider OOO ended, Unk kind of comes back, but he always is something like, oh, I came from the future, I have to go back. Or, I'm not really Unk, I'm just a clone, and then comes back, and then he dies at the end. But it's never really like, properly Unk coming back. But in this movie, yes, Unk comes back. And actually, Unk comes back in the very first scene. They don't make a big deal about it. The very first scene is the metals, like the half metals getting together, and then he comes back to life. It's very interesting that they decided to revive Unk on the first scene, and at the end of the movie, he continues being alive. Do the characters have a happy ending? No. No. These characters can't have a happy ending. I don't know why Kobayashi decided that these people can't be happy. But how can I say this? Eiji dies. Yeah, Eiji dies. And the movie ends right after he officially dies. So in this movie, at some point before the movie began, they revived the original OOOs from 800 years ago, and he comes back and he starts destroying everything. He revives the greed, and OOO's obviously, Eiji obviously goes to fight him, but he loses really badly, and he's about to run away when he sees a little kid that is crying. King OOO goes to kill that kid, and then he actually goes and takes the full blast, almost dying himself. At this moment, Kogami actually created an artificial greed called Goda, and he is he's made out of Eiji's own greed and like his mountain of desire. And so they end up having Eiji being possessed by Goda pretty much the entire movie. When he appears at first, he's kind of like Eiji. He has the little mannerisms of Eiji, but something is off. You notice that something is off. And I'm like, are they going to, did Watanabe forget how to play Eiji? But no, it was actually being possessed by another greed, and he's possessed by this greed the entire movie. And at the end, this greed kind of becomes the villain, Kamen Rider Goda. And then Unk possesses Eiji. That's how they become Tajidor Eternity. And finally, after Unk leaves, Eiji's body, Eiji dies, and the movie ends. That's it. After Eiji dies, they don't say anything. Like, he's dead. Obviously for crossovers and whatever, I'm sure that they'll find a way to bring him back. It's probably just gonna be suit only or something like that. It doesn't really matter at this point. They will find a way to bring him back. But in the official, Kobayashi canon, Hino Eiji is dead. who is the original O's and who is Goda, these new characters that appeared. So we don't see who is original O's. We don't see his human form. We only see him transformed. He basically Tatoba with a marble head and a cape. He has a deep voice, and he's Jiro Okamoto is the suit actor, so he's thick. Oh, like there's a lot of like side shots, and he's well built. But we don't see his human form. He always appears like the greed behind like a golden veil. But we don't see his human form. He dies as a ball of metals, and then that's it. Goda, for the other hand, like I explained in the last question, he's a greed created by Kogami. While attempting to create core metals, he kept failing until he decided, because core metals need to have desire infused into them. So he decided to overload the system by using Eiji's desire, and Eiji being this mountain of desire that he is, he kind of becomes, this greed that wants to become Eiji, and that's why he possesses Eiji after he's badly injured and takes care of his body. It's very interesting the way he fights as O's, because when he transforms the first time, he's like, oh, I've been waiting for this moment. He's really excited about being O's, but he like doesn't pull his punches. He's kind of having fun about like beating Uva up. And then at the end, he kind of absorbs King O's metals, and he becomes Kamen Rider Goda, which is the main villain of the movie. He kind of misunderstands what Eiji is all about, and he starts to seek power instead of seeking to help someone else. But that's it. Does this movie have a post-credit scene? No, it does not. I wish it did. I really did wish it did. That's one of those movies that could have benefited of like one credit scene, because like I think the whole thing ends up being incredibly tasteless, because like they kill Eiji, right? The movie ends. Then they play like a very sad rendition of Anything Goes. Like it's a new version for this movie. And like while we see the underwear flying like a flag kind of thing, it's very beautiful. But then we cut to the actual theme song of the show, and we actually have like the full opening credits of Kamen Rider OOO's playing. So like it's the entire, and it's a very upbeat song, and the opening like is full of Eiji everywhere. And then the movie ends, because I thought they were going to put like at least like a Eiji will return, or even like some sort of thing that or Unk saying like we're gonna bring Eiji back or something like that. But that never happens, and so the movie just ends, and we were all like, okay, it's done then, I guess. They just killed the main writer. Like after Tony, I guess everything is allowed. I don't know. But yeah, so that was it. What is O's final form? Sorry, I try not to talk politics on this channel. So that's it, everybody. This are answering the 5 spoilery questions for Kamen Rider OOO's. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it, and if you have any other questions, I'll try to answer them as much as I can. I'll continue doing this. The next Kamen Rider movie is probably the summer movie, and I'll go see it, and I'll let you guys know what I think, and answer some questions as well. But in the meantime, there's new videos coming out soon. Like I said, I went to the Kamen Rider store. That video should be coming out soon as well. I might have finished the Dawn Brothers TV size cover, but we will talk about that later. See you guys in the next video.